I have a problem. I've been denying it for some time, but I'm kind of addicted to Instagram. I find myself reaching for my phone the first thing in the morning when I'm still in bed. I would bring my phone with me into the bathroom. I'm scrolling through Instagram when I'm resting in between exercises during my workouts. It's a constant source of distraction and it's wasting a lot of my time. So I want to regain control. I brought this up with Glo a few weeks ago, hoping that he would have some clever ideas on how I can fix this very unproductive habit of mine. Turns out, he has quite an interesting framework on how he uses social media apps. I forced him to basically coach me to use social media more mindfully so that I can extract as much value as I can out of it while limiting the damage that it's doing. I thought it would be helpful to share a recount of my experience, so here it is. This is how I overcame my Instagram and phone addiction.
Just like physical clutter in the real world, we have digital clutter in our digital lives. One area where clutter accumulates is in the number of accounts we follow on social media. So I think it is about time that you do a social declutter. But before that, let's first address a very important question. Why do you use social media, and what is the value that you are hoping to get out of it?
I love spending my time on Instagram. There are many incredibly smart people on the platform, and I learn a lot from them on a variety of topics. I feel inspired looking at the works of my favorite artists as I strive to become a better artist myself. I also enjoy getting new recipe ideas, appreciating beautiful things related to my favorite hobbies, or getting updates from my favorite brands. Of course, I also use it to stay updated with what my family and friends are up to. But if I was being honest with myself, I also spend too much time on IG being a busybody, taking pics into the lives of online personalities or catching up on any drama on the internet. I'm not proud of it because there's really not much value to be found here, but I guess entertainment value is still value to some extent. And once in a while, I would still like to pass my time enjoyably with frivolous, light-hearted content that makes me laugh or brings me joy.
Now we can start decluttering. Based on what you've just said, you can go through your following list and unfollow accounts that don't or no longer provide the value that you're looking for.
For the next 2 days, instead of scrolling through my Instagram feed, I was going through my following list, deliberating and unfollowing accounts that no longer resonated with me. I started with following about 420 accounts, which isn't too bad in my humble opinion. After 2 days, I cleaned up about 150 accounts that no longer met the criteria that I've listed out in step 1. During the process, I found myself having many buts and ifs. Every account that I was following felt like they were worth holding on to, no matter how insignificant the reason. But while following accounts may not take up tangible space, in reality, their content are distractions cluttering up my feed. One question that I found quite helpful was, would I even realize it if a certain account's content stopped showing up on my feed? I realized that there are many amazing content creators with great content, but that doesn't mean that I have to see them on my feed, because they may not necessarily provide the kind of value that I was hoping to get on the platform. So I decluttered them, safe in the knowledge that if I really wanted to, I can always choose to follow them again in the future. After this little exercise, I was left with roughly 270 accounts, half of which are friends and family. Still not an insignificant number, but I was satisfied with my progress.
Social media apps are designed to be addictive. One of the ways they do that is by exploiting our inclination for unpredictability and variety. For example, the pull to refresh gesture is widely reported to be inspired by the slot machine. Every time we pull a lever, we may be rewarded with a variety of fresh content. And we never know on which refresh will we hit the jackpot and see something new and exciting. Having a less cluttered and more considered following list is a start to reducing the addictiveness of your social media feed, even if just barely. What I would do is go one step further and organize content to further reduce unpredictability and variety.
After getting some ideas on how Glow uses Instagram, I decided to create a few more accounts to house different categories of content. In theory, each account should have a very specific purpose and a clear objective. Here are a few examples. My existing account is my light-hearted account. This is where I follow my family, friends, and a handful of my favorite online personalities. I head into this account to keep up with my favorite people, both in real life and on the internet. I have an educational account. When I'm in an inquisitive mood, I head into this account to learn something new and useful. This is the account that I want to be spending the most time in, so I don't mind having more variety here. I also have a creative inspiration account. When I'm in a bit of a creative block, I head into this account to get inspired by my favorite artists and art publications. And one last example, I have an account that I head into to passively and indirectly engage in my favorite hobbies like cooking and gardening. I'm happy to say that these changes have made quite an impact on the way that I'm using Instagram on my phone. First, it feels nice and light after purging over 150 accounts from my following list, and I don't feel like I've been missing out on any unmissable content. Secondly, organizing my content has also pushed me to be a bit more mindful about how I spend my time on the app. In the past, it was easy to justify the time wasted scrolling mindlessly on my feed because there was the occasional valuable content sprinkled in with the frivolous ones. It was like telling myself, because my ice cream has fruits in it, therefore it must be good for my health. Now, because all my feeds have a clear purpose, there are no longer random bits of fruits in my dessert to give me the false encouragement to keep overindulging. Having a focused feed also helps me to extract more value out of Instagram. Looking for art inspiration, that's exactly what I expect to see when I go into my creative inspiration account. Want to learn something new and useful? My educational feed provides me with a predictable stream of new knowledge and wisdom. No more online drama or adorable kids of my friends to distract me from my objectives. Feeling less distracted by social media than ever, I've even been able to set a few more rules for myself. Firstly, no more phones with me when I'm in bed, during my workouts, and when I'm in the bathroom. Secondly, I set a 1 hour limit for Instagram on my iPhone's screen time settings. And guess what? I've been able to stick to all these rules. I've cut down my time on Instagram from a couple of hours a day to less than 1 hour a day now. I can confidently say that I've overcome my Instagram addiction, at least for the time being.
Social media isn't going away anytime soon. Without a doubt, something even more addictive will arrive in the future. Learning to be mindful in whatever we do is a skill that will serve us well for a long time to come. The ideas we share in this video don't just apply to Instagram. With some tweaks, they can be applied to other social media platforms or even other sources of distractions. We hope this video has given you some ideas on how you can use social media more mindfully. If this video is well received, maybe we can consider creating more videos about digital minimalism. So make sure to let us know in the comments what you would like to see. We'll see you again in the next video. Take care.